Hey girlfriends, I'm Meech. So today we are going to be safely removing our lace wigs. So the first thing you're going to need is witch hazel, which can be used as opposed to 99% alcohol because it's a lot less harsh. The next thing you're going to need is a spray bottle filled with water. I like to use warm water, and I'm also going to use some distilled white vinegar. So the first thing we're going to do is take our witch hazel and we are going to generously put it on either a towel, a cotton ball. I'm using this circular cotton swab, and we are going to put that all around the hairline just to loosen up that wig from the adhesive, and then we are going to begin to kind of peel it off. Now, as I said before, you want to do a generous amount of the witch hazel because that's what's going to really start to loosen that up, and you don't want to be pulling your wig off while it's still stuck to your forehead. So as you all can see, that witch hazel really has this loosened up and it just starts to peel right off. If this doesn't peel off this simply, then you need to stop and go back in with more witch hazel or whatever you're using and use more, because that's going to be step one of how you're going to end up without edges, you guys. So please make sure that you use a generous amount of astringent when you are loosening up your wig. Some alternatives to witch hazel is sea breeze. You can use 99% alcohol. You can use shampoo and water. Whatever you decide to use, just make sure that you use it generously again because this should peel right off. So now I'm just going to throw my bonnet on to protect the rest of my hair because I'm just solely focusing on my hairline right now, and I do not want to get anything else throughout the rest of my hair. So next we're going to take that water bottle, and it's mostly filled with water. Then we're going to add a little bit of that distilled white vinegar. I would say about maybe a teaspoon or so, a little bit more. And we are going to shake that up. And the reason why we're doing that with the distilled white vinegar is because it needs to be diluted. You can also use apple cider vinegar if you would prefer. That's an option as well. So apple cider vinegar and distilled white vinegar have been used for centuries to clean hair. I know a lot of natural girls on here use it for different concoctions and whatnot. So this is not just something random that I pulled from under my sink, I promise. But yeah, make sure that you follow the necessary steps in the directions. Do not use more distilled white vinegar than water. That's super important because again, this needs to be diluted. Now we're just going to spray that mixture across our hairline and begin working it in with the pads of our fingertips. As you can see, I'm not using my nails and like scrubbing it around. I'm just going to use the pads of my fingers and I'm going to work that in there, and I'm just going to continue to keep adding that distilled white vinegar to my hairline and making sure that it stays moist, because once you start rubbing it and it dries out, that's going to cause breakage as well. So now, as you guys can see, it's just going to start to roll right off. Once you work that distilled white vinegar in, that glue is just going to loosen up. It's going to come right off. Now I am going to use my comb to safely remove it from strands of my hair. Now see that I'm not going up against my skin and pulling the glue off from my skin, because again, if it's not loosened up completely, then it'll cause breakage. I'm just pulling out the glue that has already been loosened up and removed from my skin. So again, this right here is what you do not want to do. Do not go up against your skin with that comb and start raking that glue out that hasn't been loosened up already. So again, as you guys can see, this is just going to start rolling off, and even as I pick with it with my nails, it's just coming right off. It's really just going to loosen up, and you can even go in with a towel or whatever just to kind of roll it around some more and to help it. But again, if you're going to do that with a towel, make sure that the towel is moist. So again, I want to show you guys one more example of what you do not want to do with your comb. Even if it's kind of loosened up a little bit, it's not loosened up enough to where it's not going to pull hairs out. So make sure you're not doing this. So one more time, I wanted to show you the right way to use the comb. You apply whatever astringent you're using, whatever your preference. You work that in a little bit, and then once the glue is off of your skin, if it's hanging on to a piece of hair, you go in with the comb and you just easily remove it. So at this point, I'm sure you guys get it. I'm done talking through this video. I'm just going to let you guys watch the rest of me taking this out. Now, it does not take that long. It might have taken me 10 or 15 minutes to get this out, you guys. So if you can't take 10 or 15 minutes to correctly remove the glue from your hair, then obviously you probably shouldn't be wearing lace front wigs, or maybe you shouldn't use an adhesive, one or the other. So this is just super important. I see a lot of thousands of videos of girls applying lace wigs, and there were not very many of how to properly remove it. So yeah, you guys, you can use the products that I'm using, or you can use whatever you prefer. I know everybody is different, but the number one thing that I want to stress in this video is make sure that the hair is moisturized and the glue is loosened before you take it off of your hairline. That is the most important thing. No matter what products you decide that you're going to go with, make sure that you're not taking the glue off while it's dry. So I just wanted to show you guys how my hairline looks when I finally got all the adhesive out. I still, even the very fine hairs that are kind of close to my eyebrows, all the hairs that is on my forehead, they are still intact. I don't have any bald spots or anything of that nature. So again, this is super important, and I would honestly suggest just taking 10 or 15 minutes to correctly remove your lace, you guys. But nevertheless, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys so very much. And if you use other things to remove your lace and it helps you, then make sure that you put that in the comments below, because maybe people want to try different things. So thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next video.